Hello. Getting back onto this.
My time is yours. You may peruse to your heart's...
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse.
Inez?
So, choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you? Oh, May, is it? You're on a first-name basis already? This is about the exclusion zone, correct? Fair enough. The exclusion zone is a mere corner of Matriarch's mercy, and rightfully off limits. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Tell me, which of us has the title of administrant before their name? The responsibility is mine, as are the consequences. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold. I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started? I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. But you already knew that. Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here. According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, you will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
I like how they're using the mathematical prophecy thing as almost like meta on the nose, like, yes, you will come and just learn both sides and then make a decision. Video game protagonist person. This is an interesting little metaphor for their faction. It's quite cool, actually. Shows that their mathematical predictions are right a lot of the time, but not all the time. That's fun. I like that, actually. It's a nice little touch.
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Continue poking around further, though. You must earn both sides' trust, you know. Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from Sub Rosa. And, well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests. Besides what I've already told you, to put it gently, disorganized, which is irregular for a group that prides itself on mathematical acumen. But with effort, patience, and collaboration, I am confident that Matriarch's Mercy will soon be a haven for the displaced.
Give me one sec.
Greetings, qualified engineer.
By the law. It's you.
Oh, Doc Hollis Beardsley.
Oh, thank the architect you're
Her
finally here.
surname is
I
Beardsley,
scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come.
and he didn't.
I am in
And if he
desperate
didn't have a
need of your
beard,
help.
there'd be problems. Trade now. Talk later.
True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. My business is the health and welfare of this camp. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. Thanks to you, our automechanical doctor has been dispensing medication and setting broken limbs with tireless efficiency. Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank you. Now, will there be anything else? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I can't...
It's not bad. I got good money.
The savior of medicine returned. How can I be of service?
I'll ask
Thank
him.
you. How can I be of service? As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
Level up. Yeah, do that. So I'm gonna wear this because it's cool. Way less armor, but it's cool. Plus that one perk said enemies will target me less likely, so...
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary. I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well, then. I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths. More what to watch out for, advisement on adhering to the plan, forecasts of probabilistic dangers, elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
Go on.
Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns. You follow?
A little bit.
True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area. I share the very same surprise. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly. One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
Attestations. Haven't heard that word before.
Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
Spectral analysis.
Yes. Farewell.
Farewell. Oh yeah, I need to go back and do that.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp?
Oh. Administrant Agarwal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
Oh, we're doing this now?
Well, we tried to work things out on our own. Look where that got us.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands. Speak on then.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
I think this is all people I talked to, like, in the last session I did, so I don't quite remember who these people were.
Her mission is to uplift and enlighten.
She's indoctrinating, not helping us. Can't you see the difference?
Point taken.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
I'm appreciative of you all getting us food and medicine, but she needs backup.
I suppose I'll take it under advisement.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. and I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help. Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it. I understand you were crucial in securing additional medical personnel for Matriarch's Mercy. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Way to go above and beyond. Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis? At Auntie's Choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness undercuts productivity.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns. Collapsed, but we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure, more of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty. People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle.
Oh, okay.
Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
For the record, all of this is ridiculous.
Finally understand what we're dealing with, huh? For every problem, there's an obtuse, indirect solution.
Regardless of your misgivings, I ask that you follow your reason.
Yeah, let them go into the exclusion zone. They said they don't even know when the danger might happen. They just know that danger will... well, they don't know, but they predict that danger will happen there sometime.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain, though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here. You stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
Imagine just that falls right now.
Thanks again, stranger.
Burst SMG.
The order won't scare us off that easily.
Interesting. I think I prefer the assault rifle. Oh, interesting. It's not a marked quest.
Law. Matriarch's Mercy has no safety in the trenches.
Oh yeah, they patched it so the double jump boots aren't as loud anymore.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
Start using smaller words, I'm gonna start using bullets. Oh no. Thank you, but I couldn't possibly indulge when there's mischief afoot.
Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach? Since losing access to the archive, the Order has been forced to limit its open exchange of ideas and information to avoid contaminating what few predictions we can still make.
We don't use that word, prophecy. Our predictions are strictly a matter of mathematical calculation. But in layman's terms, that is the objective. Yes.
The Archive is a vast network of computational machines built beneath the ice of Cloister. Prior to the invasion, the Order used it to generate predictions on a vast scale. But
They've
listen
got
to
a
me,
Bitcoin
Pratligon.
mining
I'm sure you
center,
want
but
to
it's
hear a
for
history lesson.
future prediction.
Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the En-Ray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Indeed, they began showing up with their inane theories prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation.
I don't need your permission, but okay. Glad we're on the same page. Yeah, how can I help?
No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Respectfully, go void yourself.
Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I ask myself that question every day.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer
Love a good
Wiley and
writ.
I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings. Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis. Yes.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order rely on Seers for their indispensable counsel. I myself would be lost without mine.
It's funny that these, like, incredibly, like, everything comes down to math and science seem the most, like, this is my future prediction wizard. He tells me what to do. I, too, value a good lackey.
Both, I should hope. We've been collaborating for many years, and, plan willing, for many more to come. Especially given how very uncertain life in the colony has become. Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's Mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development. That is a statue of the Matriarch, Alexandra Varric, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-Order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
Haha, good news indeed.
Good
You really
news.
must visit. The observatory is a true sight to behold.
Please, not so close. I'm aggregating vital, time-sensitive data and your perpetual motion.
Okay, so head up this one first. Head here, boom, 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 boom.
Motion is distracting.
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Invaders, order defecting. Spread back to the cave.
What you think about, you bring about. The only... For no less
Alright, road is done here.
An ongoing prolongation of existence advisory remains in effect for all presently transiting the Golden Ridge region. Utmost caution is highly urged. Refugees and travelers report targeted ambushment by desperate foes.
Was there some other matter of import you wish to discuss?
The hell is that? Oh, just like a ship in the distance.
How are you still upright over there?
What the hell is this? Borden.
Architect. I hope this does not turn back into an active war. This is the Order's anti-air control center. If you don't have specific business here, kindly keep moving.
I might do. Alright, well that makes sense.
My apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter. My apologies.
My apologies.
A rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter.
I get the sense you ain't too fond of Auntie's choice. Any reason why?
Maybe on account of them being a giant, malignant corporate entity? Reminds me of the one I grew up under. And that ain't a compliment.
I grew up under a corporation like Auntie's too, Niles. You ain't the only one with a sob story.
You might ought to know better than to throw in with ants. They're just like those bit-pinching bastards on Triangular. If the Earth Directorate hadn't stepped in.
Well, there you have it. The Earth Directorate saved you, huh?
Sure as shit didn't save us.
No, suppose not. But you've got choices now. Time for excuses is past.
Don't you look down your nose at me. Any sane folk would throw their lot in with the ones who helped them, not those who deliberately look the other way. How's your own loyalty to the Earth Directorate treated you all this time? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Awkward. It's gonna be a fight.
Time to earn my commission.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Let me end this fight on my feet.
Do you have my back?
It's quite spooky having light armor like this. Cannot lie. Seems like armor really does make a significant difference. Really? Nothing? Oh. Dung. Yeah, just a little site that was attacked by some spiders. But wait, there's more.
maintenance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
This is a big factory. Anything called a manufactory just has to be large. These people speak like Warhammer.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir. This is Factor Maytugian. Am I to understand you have orders from the abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see the sorting. Building on the left.
Everything's stealing around here.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. No, it doesn't add up particularly well, does it? Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. a move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. No, thankfully. Not yet, at any rate. Architect willing, that will be the last of it. Now, you'd best speak with our proctor. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
Okay. He definitely seemed a little bit weird talking about that. But then again, none of these people really talk normally, so...
Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
So has it been classified as an accident? Or as a crime?
Nice weather we have been having, or not having. Goodbye.
The Proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, just look at this mess. That explosion.
Well, running a manufactory must require extraordinary...
May all your theories prove true.
Pendleton.
What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
I got a writ. Stage Whisper. The new presiding bishop. Shh, I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge. Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it.
Complete report in excruciating detail.
Anomalous event caused by unknown factors. Transport pod M7, containing a full hold of refined Zeranium, bound for orbital platform Z9, received a priority reroute command. Latitude and longitude coordinates corresponded to the Anti's Choice facility known as Outpost Opportunity. Altitude, however, matched 1,000 meters below sea level. A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably, she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me. May all our efforts add to the equation.
This unit beautifully acknowledges your presence.
I'm thinking, why does that conversation exist? That conversation could have happened there, so it's optional, which makes me think there was actually some detail in that conversation that will help.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at once.
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Sounds like she's toying with them.
Emergency detoxification initiated. What's her name took over?
not clear to speak with random factors.
Not a random factor. They just call you a variable here.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about. Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. Fervent professements of innocence, mostly. You know, exactly what you'd expect a secret traitress to claim. Dramatic attestations that grew quite animated. I suppose spies must build up a flair for histrionics. What with all that, hiding their identities and all. Then bursting forth like a pent-up arachnid. At any rate, I have work to do, and you have a saboteur to eliminate, yes? Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
Sure. Feel like we're gonna emerge from there later.
Can't talk. Calculating an inverse complex sine function in my head.
Oh, okay.
We're still in lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the traitor yet. I am so pleased.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnids' Calicere as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged. Measure that, maybe.
I have many solutions, but none for your problems, by the look of you.
Not in the mood for a
What does that mean?
interaction, thank you.
Insulting me?
Two exemplars, dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operation since. Just a run-of-the-mill golden mean initiative.
Now listen.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those two exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury. Alva's been here for how many years? I never noticed her. Just blended in. Glad those not skilled at math can fulfill some other function. I only question them being in roles of significant authority.
Huh. Based on your determination of the body's state and location, it appears an initiate was forced to fire on the other, who in turn shot him. Interesting. Now, why would they do a thing like that? Let's speak to her first.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who was that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. I expect few in the Order know of you, but, well, I've kept to a role here that is purposely not very taxing. Others prefer calculations in their spare time. I have my stories. Between launches, I enjoyed serials, two-bit dreadfuls, periodicals. I adore Zane and Buddy, even if they are considered contraband. And you decidedly share their upright bearing. For the longest time, I didn't realize your organization actually existed. But here you are, well-timed and, no doubt, eager to help.
Eagerness and good timing are our calling cards. We'll have this mess sorted in no time. I inspected the bodies of the guards you killed. That took considerable skill.
Oh, you sounded just like Buddy, striving his best to resemble Commander Zane. The similarity was uncanny. Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. I didn't mean that to happen. They came at me, weapons drawn. My own training just took over. You see, years ago, I attended an introductory course at the Physical Education Center. I earned top marks. dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you, and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Huh.
Do so appreciate your help, dear.
But what's over this way? Evaluational dithering?
Hello. I'm here often. Goodbye. This unit, our man.
Goodbye. Hmm.
Investigator?
Printed backup records. The launch records consist of a number of instructions that are time-stamped and uniquely numbered. Using the time of the launch Initiate Alva supplied, you're able to look up the recent launch. The entry shows that it was directed at Outpost Opportunity. You also detect a slight odor from the records, but it's unclear if that's just the type of paper or a product of the printing process. Lick paper. Look closer. The launch records consist of a number of instructions that are time-stamped and uniquely numbered. The record clearly shows that Initiate Alva launched the payload Outpost Opportunity. It's undisputable that she fired the command, though the smell seems curious. Oh, she's being framed then, is that what we're getting here? Records expunged. Please review backup physical records. Which these could be faked. It'd be harder to fake this. So it does look like she was framed.
Don't see Auntie's being too discreet about
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time. Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different. A recent security audit brought up several curious messages meant for an unknown party, sent from a terminal somewhere on the premises. We were unable to track down the whereabouts of this mystery terminal, but one message contained certain oblique references to placing blame. Nothing conclusive, yet enough to give me pause.
You examined the launch records, yes? Did you find anything, dear?
My Xbox controller is a bit weird. The data has been purged, but the physical record said you'd launched the transport pod.
I suppose the data wipe was meant to cover their trail. The physical records would have been altered, dear, presumably by some difficult-to-discern chemical means. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think? Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. Your affable displeasure is noted and appreciated. Now then, I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell if she's
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
someone who's just in a position above her pay grade and kind of knows what's up. Or if she really is the traitor and she knows how to use that.
Svoboda sure has it out for that initiate. Guess I would too if Alva had killed a bunch of my colleagues.
This initiate. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something's off. Like she's playing games. But I can't say I trust the Proctor any better. Ought to keep moving, Commander. Ought to keep moving, Commander.
I can't talk to you?
Now's not really the time for a chat. You eat?
Stop teleporting.
Ought to keep moving, Commander.
Guns locked and loaded. Let's get the signal.
Oh.
Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm at.
This thing's got a mean streak. The Gravel Claw's angry.
Thought this was gonna be like a secret way in or something. Conkling.
Ah, finally a favorable happenstance. After I became stuck in here, those organisms appeared, all hungry-eyed and slavering profusely. The door jammed. Not sure how. Worked perfectly acceptably earlier.
I don't know, my old enemy doors, whatever will I do?
Lockdown and my clumsy fumbling triggered a precautionary security setting. I can't reset it from here, and I'm not particularly enamored of being closed in. Depends on your level of moxie and know-how, I suspect. Let me think. You could try jimmying the door open if you have engineering expertise. Or, I don't know, engage in a routine advanced physical regime. Otherwise, the safety reset is in a wall panel around the corner. Though that seems a bit boring for a dynamic sort like you. Of course, apologies.
Huh.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors? Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely. Works in operations, right? Always on about her stories. Wish I had time to watch serials and read all day. I was in my cot doing advanced equations. After the explosion occurred, I rushed here to check my terminal. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when it closed, but I was distracted by the disheveled state of the room and rushed inside. Strange question, but yes, all commands pass through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush, or both. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
So it looks like a rush job. Which doesn't... Alva doesn't seem the type to rush. Patchwork array of switch boxes and cables connecting many of the facility's command systems. An obvious rewiring of the cables here is noticeable. Observe? What do I keep saying? Observe thoroughly. You determined that the wires were specifically configured to reroute coordinate commands from Initiate Alva's location in the operations room. But why is Alva so calm about this? That's like the only part. She seems like she knows everything. It's the only part that's like, eh? Observe the cables. Alright. So cables were rewired. Oh, hold on. Where did you come from? So yeah, cables were made to rewire stuff so it went through her terminal, making her look complicit. I don't think it's Pravoda either. Lockpick 12. Oh, I'm not getting in there unless I find that security key.
Factor's been in there a while now.
May all your theories prove true.
May all your theories prove true.
Something about that Alva doesn't square.
And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record.
Ought to keep moving, Commander.
I feel like I'm being tested.
Ah, yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. Oh, what else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort.
I'm allergic to everything. You're in luck. What I don't already know on the topic, I'm smart enough to figure out.
Well, as a fellow student of science, you'll be especially interested in what I have to offer. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively.
Ooh.
Shut off the gas, it's yours.
A little bit of poison, a little bit of healing. Requires Intimidator.
Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get past that. Just about. And what's about I've done that too early? Oh. And what's it? Hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say interesting that that's there, but I have to keep remembering that you can just miss the double jump. They have to design these around the idea you might not have it.
Yeah.
The control board allows users to update settings for the Xyranium overflow venting system. Make a lucky guess! Guessing at the pressure limits of Xyranium gas, you identify several settings that led this console to fail. This change required clearance. Clearance, you say? Could probably make that jump without the double, so what's down here? Thought maybe that access key card might be hidden down here. Would have been nice.
You're back. I see my choice in you was well-founded. Xyranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it.
Wishing my own internal disquietude could be so easily addressed. Maybe you can help me with some answers then.
With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries.
Am I correct in assuming the leak occurred right after the attack on Outpost Opportunity?
Not much. Keeps to herself mostly, or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory. Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay. I am greatly grateful you were helpful and effective. Farewell. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations. Can't miss it. Unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display.
That let me get into the other one as well. Initiate Alva Miriam Alva. Personal assessment. During our recent discussions, Initiate Alva has shown a profound unwillingness to discuss early motivational factors and aspirations. This notably frustrating disposition renders us unable to adequately project her career path. When I detailed this concern to the Initiate, I was met with a silence one can only characterize as stony. If I were to draw a conclusion based on this, and consistent data drawn from years of similar interviews, I would say it almost appears that she is being evasive. don't think I find the thing, did I? Oh no, that's it. Plus 10 Ziranium poisoning. Massive heal, but you lose max capacity of your toxicity meter every time you use it. Interesting. If you're doing like a really high health build, immediately.
Yes, yes, I have had my fill of stochastic uncertainty today.
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Investigator.
Always account for standard deviation.
Yes. Oh, another one? Interesting. Let's go talk to the Voda? Is that her name?
I made the plan.
Is that how you say it? Let's speak to her.
We're still in
Voda.
lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the traitor yet.
Gotta keep moving, Commander.
May the plan guide you.
Oh, hello, dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is. Always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
Someone rerouted the coordinates for the launch, and they had clearance to cause the leak.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate commands away from here? I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you dears to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yeah, the evidence didn't prove she was guilty, and you clearly aren't telling us everything.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
Don't follow any lies. Is that a good thing? Pleased to meet you, former Endpoint Delgado. I don't know what to call you now. Endpoint. Wish I had a cool code name. Pleased to meet you, former Endpoint Delgado.
Marisol's fine, thank you, dear.
I must admit, I'm not entirely sure. The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid. I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda.
Ooh, speech 8. So we force the Proctor to reveal who she's working with or without your help. Realize you'll only get killed if you try to stop her, right? So do I, and I haven't seen enough proof to determine who is guilty or innocent here.
I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise
Oh, that
calculation, my friend.
wasn't what I thought.
Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Svoboda has much to answer for.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
I don't know what you found, but any so-called evidence was likely laid there for someone to discover. By a party with years spent in hiding. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Huh.
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business.
Ah, you shot her right in the chest. Nice in there's anybody who'll be proud.
Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
It would have been nice to perform that search before there was a corpse in the room, but pickers and choosers.
From Abbot Newell to Proctor Svoboda. You know, I value your sagacity when it comes to supervisory matters. That said, allow me to put the following question to you. If one had a close colleague, a friend even, whose diligence appears to have slid, whose calculations have become increasingly error-ridden, What actions would you advise? Surely one would not consider submitting them for a promotion. Speaking hypothetically, of course. I await your counsel. Abbot Newell.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look.
You're following me. Yeah, and she was in the DMs with the abbot. Just practicing your judo there? What the fuck was that?
This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors.
Hold on. Poisons organic targets with Zyranium, causing them to take progressively more damage from this weapon. Automechanicals will take no damage, instead will become overcharged, gaining speed and power. Interesting. Give me my shotgun back for now. Orders. From not identified to unknown recipient, your orders. The attack on the outpost was meant to reignite active fighting between Anti-Cleo's Choice, not Anti-Cleo's, that's from the first game, and the Order. Instead, it has only resulted in an investigation of both localities that threatens to expose our plans. This is an unacceptable error on your part, and I expected better. Perhaps I should have entrusted this task to Levino from the start. Cooperate with the Earth Directorate agent insofar as that it does not lead back to us. I know that further failure will meet with severe consequences. Contingency. In light of recent setbacks, De Vries has concluded that we are to pursue Contingency Plan A467. Further instructions will be issued at a time of my predetermining.
The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme.
There's a conspirator named Victor said to be operating at the local Enrage. Yes, I'm pursuing the head of the conspiracy, Alex De Vries.
Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here.
Are you going to be a companion?
This whole affair reminded me of the old days. The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue. Been trying to tell myself I didn't miss it. But in action, I fear, ill suits me. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say?
Yeah. Help someone like you with mysterious unfinished business. How could I say no?
Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Miles, get the hell out of here.
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my feet. Leg has been aching a bit. But hey, you need me, you know where to find me. And don't let that one stray outside your peripherals, if you take my meaning.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place.
Interesting.
Ought to keep moving, Commander. So, Abbot Newell sent you to my manufactory to lower tensions with Auntie's Choice, I take it. Have you tried talking with them directly?
He also asked us to convince Auntie's Choice that the Order wasn't responsible.
Good, good. For a poor excuse for a scientician and something of a dandy, he isn't
Something of a
entirely poor at his
dandy.
job. The Order has been made out to be in the wrong here. It would be a shame for hostilities to reignite before we find out who's responsible. Do you now? Let's hear it. Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? When all
Let's
is
not
said
do
and
this
done,
conversation.
Are those in your ledger any less dead than mine?
Oh, no problem. Kill away.
That so? Hadn't thought you'd felt that way. Didn't take you for a pacifist.
Just a mite less homicidal.
Just a mite less homicidal. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now and again, more direct means were required. May all our...
So, 2 companions. Well, I suppose all 3 companions are now very much sided with one particular faction. Niles with the Earth, Inez with Auntie's Choice, and now Marisol with the Order. Marcel occasionally tosses small portable capacitors near you. Walking over them automatically activates them, restoring gadget energy. Attacking them causes them to explode, dealing shock damage in an area. Marcel analyzes an enemy in combat, marking them while active. Your attacks against that target apply effects depending on the location of the body you hit. Okay. Your attacks against the target affected by Marcel's companion ability restore gadget energy. 10% damage result restore gadget energy. Marcel's companion ability now affects an area around the target, applying it to effects all nearby. Yeah, sure.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.
Oh.
Plenitude of natural resources.
Alright, let's get over there and try to convince them that they weren't responsible.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. Drink Maxima alcohol-free liquor.
The other brands may be 80 proof, but ours has 80 proofs. One printed on each label. Collect and study them all.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Humorous hot beverage mug text recently observed, scienticians seek safety in numbers and enlightenment. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Where's the road? Alright. Sounds like something out here in KCD too. Let's use the funky new gun. I should also just get rid of a lot of stuff here. Cool. Next time I go to sell, that'll all be gone.
I have too much on my mind for idle numerical chit-chat.
I think one of the medical people I'm looking for is around here. Mentioned something about trenches.
No reason to reason with you.
Quick sneeze. Quick sneeze again.
Perhaps it would be advantageous to... No, that won't function. Well, we could...
It's probably him I need to talk to.
Do you have a specific matter requiring discussion with me that cannot be postponed? I'm rather preoccupied at the moment.
Regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
That's not... Yes, your assessment is absolutely accurate. Making a final decision over what to prioritize in the construction of this trench, given my current resources, has been a substantially more difficult task than I first estimated.
Of course, in due time, each fulfilling our prescribed role within the...
Correct. In this case, standardized algorithms, which includes a Poisson distribution method.
Poisson.
Using the data we accrued from years of tracking the frequency of different attacks. Unfortunately, I find myself in the extremely unlikely and distressing position of having these algorithms inform me that every type of attack is exactly equally probable, and thus my dilemma. Many, unfortunately, Anti's human soldiery, raptidons, mantisaurs, scrappers, and even wild arachnids. In summary, many and varied.
He's gonna say, but then it's not as good at defending against any one of them.
Alas, I lack the resources and time. I appreciate your input, though. Anti's forces have pushed us from our initial trench line into our fallback trench, thus making it the new primary trench. Despite the fact that we are currently holding back Anti's forces at the new, more narrow front, this leaves us in the unenviable position of requiring a new fallback trench. That being said, we shouldn't need another trench line. Our analysis shows us that Antis simply lacks the resources to push through the current front line. However, there is a vanishingly slim chance that Antis has more resources in transit outside of the Arcadian system that we simply haven't accounted for yet.
Okay. Just talking to a lot about trenches. Good trench talk.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Please don't distract me from my more pressing distractions.
Bit of a wasteland out here. Okay, it's not quite that sick. I'll try it on a person. Not a good showing in your first fight. Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they fucked this place up good. It's still all the way over there. Okay, this is not. Where do they want me to go? Into the trench?
Halt! What is your destination? Leaving with that heading will bring you in direct contact with the forces of Anti's choice.
Alright, settle down.
Halt! Access to that area of this trench line has been restricted to authorized personnel only. It isn't safe, given the rift.
To Golden Ridge. As foreseen, recent conflicts between the Protectorate, Anti's Choice, and ourselves have resulted in...
If you're here to help, then you should be aware that we've all been placed on standby.
The odds of your survival are direct.
The loss of Fort Endurance.
Careful wandering the trenches there, stranger. Some board initiates might become confrontation.
Effective sleep cycles per evening. But before you succumb to a sense of malaise that...
This situation is untenable. We are prepared to fight mantisaurs or deal with this
data points. Our
This is a big trench.
enemy incursion should they attack again. I hope you aren't being transferred here, unless you enjoy the fine art of inventorying the entirety of this.
That Mantisaur was at least 4 meters tall.
I've been
probably closer to 3
So do we. Our work continues.
In closing, a potentially incongruent word of advice. Invariably...
Impressive. Their personalized order prediction must have been quite favorable to inspire such confidence.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate.
Is this where you want me to go?
And now a song from a location predicted.
That is what I call a stubborn clog in the old pipes. You're gonna
Oh,
have
you're
to
the
hold
guy.
it in, friend. Privy's out of order. Never fear. I'll get that clog moving soon enough. They don't call me the pipe doctor for nothing.
Illnesses and eventual control of the purple-berry parasite.
Can't believe I'm standing in the presence of the pipe doctor himself.
3918-4
Shucks. Why, if I hadn't just been wrist deep in sewer water, I'd shake your hand.
Is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today,
The notion of a pipe doctor stems from the belief and understanding that plumbing and the human body are fundamentally very similar.
former supernumerary, although that's a different.
You're gonna have to justify that.
Of course. I wouldn't make such a claim if I couldn't back it up. It's like I've always said, a doctor is a biological plumber, exploring the unknown and unseen depths of the human body. And what is the human body but one long, wet, interconnected pipe? Take it from the pipe doctor. We're all just tubes down to the core.
Purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100%
Okay. They need extra medical help in Matriarch's Mercy. Pipe doctor is probably close enough.
You mean you want the pipe doctor to practice real medicine? On real people? Why, this is the greatest day of my life. The human gut is the most compact and efficient sewer system ever. A plumber's dream. My dream.
My dream.
But don't get me wrong, it would be an honor. I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that kind of challenge.
Labeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons.
I've already got an automech on staff, why not a plumber?
Maybe you're right. The day an automech unclogs a toilet unsupervised is the day I hang up my spurs. Very well. Sometimes it takes a plumber to do a doctor's job. If Matriarch's Mercy cries out in need, then the pipe doctor will answer. See you there, friend.
This documentarian has ever witnessed in a rare Auntie's Choice lab
Cool.
recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our
I do not believe you have clearance to be here.
interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, I digress. Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP
I want to find whoever made that
eggs
announcement.
of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage, as spiky, worm-like creatures with outsized, pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood along the entire intestinal tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purpleberry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purpleberries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized in this entire process. Also, as the expelled contents contain undigested purpleberry seeds, the distribution of the plants is increased, helping infected purpleberry plants to spread
Factor Albrecht.
and grow better.
I'm grateful that the architect has provided for us the advanced mathematical formula required to calibrate artillery and anti-air weapons to such a degree that Auntie's Choice forces have no chance to break through our lines, and yet being required to fall back and allow those barbarians into such close proximity with the monastery is galling. To even contemplate the chances of a stray artillery shell striking such an august place of high learning makes my blood boil, not to mention the terrible blow to morale it would
Choice
cause.
scientists managed to ascertain any subsequent safeguards at all. After some additional casualties, plodding Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna
The hell is
was
that?
adapted to the parasite and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists, armed and ready. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large back and stand violently explosive diarrhea. The expelling of the worms
Just heard diarrhea on the radio.
and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rates were close to 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Dying patients, except possibly smoothing away some wrinkles.
Back in business.
Literally. However, given the purple berry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directly
Jeez.
allowed the
Range on you.
remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of
Taking the fight out of them. Purification in progress.
Oh.
So these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. The anthrax found not in
It's alright.
the
It's
lab,
not
but
fun though,
in
you know.
a
It's not that
history book.
fun.
Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained
Where
reference
is
to
my
unsacred nematodes or
nematodes?
with an estimated 70 to 90%
God
of all
dang
salmon being
nematodes.
infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites. Freezing.
Where
The
is
simple and
my...
obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the
Oh, it's here.
embedded
I can
parasites.
see that one up.
A
Well, that
quick
took me so long to
test showed
find.
The same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic
Honestly, that
egg
gun's
removals
just
were simply
there
too
for the
small to
robots.
be seen or felt
The
by
auto
the cunning
mechanicals.
eyes and tongues of their consumers. So Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for
That's
their
a big one.
customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another
Let me handle this.
Oh, shit.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
With me, you get the claw. Claws always grab.
Verifying before we enter.
Pick me up. I do it for you.
Tight as any proved by the charismatic mathematician.
From the
Back in
order of
business.
Thank you, dear.
Did that big one like jump up on us? Where is it? It's down there. Oop.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerability multiplicator is mitigating the threat, locking them down. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Back in business.
So, is someone still alive in here? I think was trying to get in. No. Ooh. Kinetic plasma. What's the assault rifle use? Long rounds. Smoke grenades or the moon head? Alright, let's go back. I want to approach from along the trench. Or from the trench road. Hello. No, I'm leaving. Right, this thing has barely any ammo. I'll put this on it.
You are listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason. Until we in the Order solve the universal equation, we don't have all the answers, but for now, Vicar Magsaysay has most of them. Go on, ask a Vicar. A listener asks, how does prediction work? Well,
I don't have the
intricacies are much too complex for the layperson.
I don't have the discoverability for the mines here.
Satisfying answer. Trust Vicar Magsaysay.
It's kind of spooky. It actually makes me not want to go in there.
That even the shallowest minded among you might absorb.
Always happy to illuminate. We start with a person's life equation, as determined from the extensive questionnaire they filled out at the nearest predictory. Then, we perform a standard surface integration of the equation, leading, of course, to the production of an undetermined constant. But by using a single data point from the life event list, we can assign a value to that constant.
Any who read this plaque know of the sacrifices made by the below members of the Order of the Ascendant. Their courage, honor, and unflinching loyalty to the Order will not be forgotten. They laid down their lives, giving up the opportunity for future learning and scientific advancement to halt the relentless advancement of the depraved capitalistic barbarianism of Anti-Choice's forces.
In fact, I predicted it. Until next time, keep your queries coming.
Stay tuned for what follows.
How was this built?
Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, no hesitation, beige.
Beige.
To experienced lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one.
I can see it, but I can't see it.
Hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation.
Look alive, Commander.
Generates what radiation may absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which
Back and scan. Craft is ready. Frankly,
of all
pissed off.
electromagnetic radiation and
The hell was that?
some based
Oh,
on
it's just high level.
Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared and not visible to us without proper instrumentation.
Is this a mine?
Described here.
Oh, it's under me.
As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red, into orange, then yellow, then white.
This is Chief Quidley, recording with the intent of registering this most unusual sequence of events and securing their serial wave rights. Recently, we reckoned it'd be a hoot to hack a captured order terminal, use it to heckle them. Instead, we wound up chinwagging. And turns out we have much in common. They're bored, we're bored, and everyone got sick of trench living months ago. Next thing you know, we're getting together for brews and a wave of their knockoff sport, pitchball. And where there's booze and ball, there's betting. And while those order folk are scary data smart, they can't see the angles if they're big as a ship and bright as a hollow ad. They just see stats and percents. And don't get how spunk, moxie, and being due play into it. I thought hustling games to 6 caps was the easiest way to make bits. Not no more.
Hey. Another one. That's probably a mine. From unknown, aren't you a clever little crabble to use the decommissioned machines we abandoned to message us? I can't imagine what you could possibly say that may be of interest, but I imagine there's nothing lost in corresponding. Perhaps I can show you the universe has far more to offer than your stark consumerism and disgustingly sweet breakfast cereals. Nonetheless, I find your offer of parlay fascinating. My unit seems to believe that I have a plus or minus 74.332 chance of turning this communication into something meaningful if we meet, so I accept. Let us gather at the muster station halfway between our lines under the white flag of peace and hear what the other has to say. I must admit, I'm still more than a little surprised we found you. You're smiling patriots of ox and snacks rather than anti-choices grenades dropping on our brows, but it certainly was a fabulous time. I must also admit the speed at which you absorbed Pitchball's rules was darned impressive. I understand that its resemblance to your native tossball is significant, but you mastered the new information with a startling aplomb. I certainly hope we do it again for the finals. So as long as the brass keeps saying we're locked in a Cold War, we might as well enjoy our times on the tundra. Next time I'll bring the ale, I know a guy. I don't know who let the word slip of our peace summits, but my command has heard it, same as yours. And it proceeded in ours in the same the same measured reasonable level of understanding it produced in yours. Produced. Why did I say proceeded? Produced in ours the same measured reasonable level of understanding it produced in yours. I'm told if I fail to murder you the next time we meet, I'm to be drug in front of a firing squad. Perhaps we should skip the finals this year and let things blow over. A shame really after watching the Sovereigns bloggers failed to finish at the top of the league, which I must admit give me the same wry, uncivilized joy it brings you. If I'm not careful, soon you'll have me cussing like a dock worker and abandoning the universal equation for the promise of sweeter breakfast cereal. I'll reach out again around the league premiere next year after this foolishness has died down. Some World War I at Christmas vibes there. What was that? What's happening? I stood in a tripwire, did I? I fucking did too.
I'm taking cover! Someone else take the shot!
Earn my commission.
Jump shot. Disarm.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere. Or it could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, if Ortiz was among them, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are. I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions, Commander. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for. Once endured a week-long bombardment in a foxhole with only enough rations to last 3 days. Screams went on twice that long. Some of us still ain't fully recovered. We should move on, unless you've got something for me?
Not entirely surprised I had to abandon my cover identity earlier. Knew there was a risk if I took action, but when the attack on the outpost opportunity occurred, I had no choice. I do so hope you'll forgive my thoroughly convincing deception, dear.
Well, we prevented the war from breaking out again, so I guess I'll let it pass. Think you'll ever miss being Miriam Alva?
Not really, no. Innocent and unobtrusive never truly came natural to me. May all...
Fire!
Are we firing it?
Feel like a rube believing all the aether wave chatter about how...
Someone left for a healing solution inside the auto dock would be useful.
About how quick, easy, and profitable this would be. I'm all tuckered out.
I'm all tuckered out. Oh, this place is fucked. They got set up quick, man. Personal log unknown. I don't really get it. Our initial landing and attack went so well, and now nothing. We're stuck at a standstill. Can't get no supplies or nothing from orbit. Can't get no one up and over to the Order's last trench. Commander saying every time we tried, we got shot to pieces. Whose fault might that be, Void Brain? Sitting here watching a whole lot of nothing happen, knowing that friends and other fronts are making bits hand over fist. Has me regretting transferring to this area. I think it's time for our useless commander to have an accident. I could handle this better than him. Wow. This is a trap?
Did you just come through an active war zone? Your puzzler screwed on crooked? Careful. Past this point is just mantisaurs infected with Zeranium gas. The gas makes them tougher than a Crabble's backside and completely uncontrollable. Fire!
Fire! I keep thinking they're gonna shoot me.
How's the scavenging out there? Anything juicy?
Oh yeah. I got my trench gun. I'm in the trench.
Gun weapon ready, Commander. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Oh, this does protect against physical damage. Oh, huge.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Oh, fuck, exploded.
They're benumbed, mitigating the threat. Combatant scan. This thing's got a mean streak. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
There's a lot of enemies. Speech 8, please. I'll do lockpick up 1. Observations on Xyranium gas-infused Mantisaur. Several weeks ago, we accidentally ruptured a Xyranium gas canister and were forced to evacuate the area. We lost several troopers to the Xyranium, as it's quite lethal to humans. We also thought we'd lost an entire nest worth of Mantisaurs, but after managing to contain the leak, we found the Mantisaurs standing there as if nothing had happened. They were visibly discolored, but otherwise seemed unharmed. When their handlers went to check them for injuries, the handlers were immediately cut down. The rest of us fled. It seems that the Xyranium gas has bonded with the Mantisaurs in some capacity. Aside from the discoloration, they're faster, stronger, and more durable than any normal Mantisaur. They're also completely uncontrollable. I'll require further study in order to figure out how to control them and make this discovery profitable. Interesting. That's not what I meant. Oh, this is a different gun, actually. What is this? Marksman rifle. Very M14 reminiscent. But also a little bit like Japanese rifle. World War II. The way that bolt is. Alright, let's head into the main spot.
Looks like a few made it. Probably could use some help.
My insides, they're on. I just threw up all over my shoes. They're on fire.
Read about the stationary manner of caustic, volatile, and medical grade chemicals. All it would take is this working. Get something deadly.
Barnabas, the boss special force. Barnabas, I need you to go get help, buddy. I think I might be hallucinating.
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just who are you, and why are you walking through my triage?
I'd love to see what you have for sale.
Some kind of rocket attack, or maybe an orbital strike. Can't rightly say for sure, but it came from above and hit us hard. Don't suppose you're looking for a way to help? I'm absolutely desperate, and I'm sure I could rustle up some suitable reward if you helped. We need compression coils. The attack left more wounded than I have supplies for, plus a hefty amount of Zeranium poisoning. And the coils on our autodocs have worn out. Without them, they can't convert raw materials into the medicaments needed to help the soldiers heal.
Medicaments.
As many as you can. There's so much more work than I can handle. It's only by getting these 3 defunct autodocs back online that I can hope to save most of these folk. Auntie dropped extra compression coils in pods from orbit to help our advance, but they landed everywhere. Though I heard some are in the no man's land between the battle lines. Many thanks, but please hurry.
Actual quest? Yes.
I know I'm not responsible for this, but still feel accountable somehow. I'm all for helping.
Oh, thank law. It's Barnabas, the worst worst.
The worst
I need you to go get help, buddy.
Yeah.
I think I might be hallucinating.
Enemy scrutinization officer. Sounds like it's gonna be a fun conversation.
That blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked?
You all right, officer? We saw the impact and got over here fast as we could. If there's anything we can
do to part you from your bits while you're desperate? Yeah, I know your type. You go private, but then lurk in the shadows like manta wasps looking to prey on easy marks. You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot?
The order sent me to help as a gesture of goodwill. They didn't attack you. Careful, the order didn't do this, but I can make sure they do the next one. I'm an Earth agent, and when we see catastrophe, we must lend aid. The order sent me to help as a gesture of goodwill. They didn't attack you.
Yeah? And what exactly makes you so sure of that?
Because the order Abbott sent me as an emissary to convince you. Honestly, I'm not. But the emissary Abbott asked me to come and he seemed very sincere. Because they're paying me to tell you so. Honestly, the Auntie's Choice people might just hear that and be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Money, yeah. So, because the order Abbott sent me as an emissary to convince you. Honestly, I'm not. Emissary. Well, I am sure. I'm, like, pretty sure. Like, 99%.
Huh. Interesting. Did he say who he thinks did hit us? Not that it matters, I suppose. Not like we can muster a counterattack or anything. But even if I did believe you, so what? Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing? Just letting you know that this scrutinization officer says everything's hunky-dory. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long. An offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to our ways. It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. Well, who else should I be worried about? Do you have any idea how abysmal that's going to look on my next employment review? You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you a word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you, see? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side.
Just pay him.
That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caused serious poisoning. My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it, her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn autodocs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the autodocs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your message.
Okay. I've already agreed to do that.
There's been a murder at one of our forts. Trooper's accused of poisoning her senior officer for some preposterous reason. Problem is, I'm already short on medical specialists. The last thing I can do is waste one for days just to find out if she did or didn't toxify him. Go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for.
What else?
This is gonna make no more sense for me saying it than it's gonna make for you hearing it, but apparently, the senior officer at one of my forts is a mantisaur. A real, actual, pincer-faced, carapace-having mantisaur. Not a half-human one, or a psychic one, or a talking one, just a regular old head-munching mantisaur. Anyways, there's some dispute over who his second should be, and he can't exactly decide himself. So go sort it out for me, and I will gladly send your message. Now, you know that's an irrevocable deal, right? As in, please remember it's legally binding, and I will sue you if you fail to get it done. So don't let either of us down.
Help the mantisaur in charge. Help solve a murder, help the mantisaur, get those. I can certainly get the coils. That's an easy one. Yeah, this place got fucked up.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
What was that I was just saying? Ah, mine. One of 15? One of 15.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
One of 15.
Standing by to stupefy.
Surely they're not just lying around the place here, right? I'm hoping these scrappers have, like, all of them. Definitely something they would do.
It's a brawl. Turn to go.
Motley help. I like this marksman rifle. Oh, tripwire. Like, are they just lying around somewhere near it? The fact that, like, none of these bodies have any either, it's fucked up. William thoroughly picked over remains of what can only seem to be an AC trooper. Really, it doesn't mean just go back with this one. But fuck if I know where any more of these are. Okay, let's go see what happens. I'll make a save before it, because I just want to check.
You're back. Please tell me you've had some luck in finding us. Lovely. It's a start. Thank you.
Okay, so you can hand them in one by one. I really have to, yeah, just have to find like 15 of them just around. But they're small and they don't highlight until you get close. It's fucked up. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Oh, big stretch. I planned on streaming earlier, but yeah, you know how it is. Things happen. So got the stream in quite late today, which is why I'm not streaming any longer, really, because I'll just chill for the last few hours of the day. Yeah, we'll stream probably tomorrow, hopefully. See you then.